Memphis 901 FC returns home to kick off a three-match final week that will determine the club's postseason fate. Steps off Beale Street, it's USL Championship Soccer. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the excitement of USL Championship Soccer from AutoZone Park in downtown Memphis, Tennessee. Memphis 901 FC taking on Charlotte Independence. Hello again, everybody. Pete Brannick, JJ Greer. Welcome to the broadcast booth here at AutoZone Park. And JJ, I talked to head coach Tim Mulqueen yesterday, and I asked him, what is the overarching theme for your team? And he said, quite simply, perseverance.
And I think that's a great word to use, perseverance. You know, when you talk about the course of a season, it's a really long season. There's a lot of ups and downs, but I think Tim Mulqueen has to be really pleased that he's still in playoff contention with a few weeks left in his first season as a head coach.
Meanwhile, for Charlotte, they are out of playoff contention, but they're very dangerous. They've won their last two matches. Enzo Martinez is a very dangerous player with 5 goals and 8 assists.
Yeah, you see the level of production that he has with 5 goals and 8 assists. That was a great assist that he had right there to Aaron Mound. He's a true playmaker in every sense of the word. When in the mood, he's one of the most devastating, dynamic, attacking players in the USL Championship. And I think if 901 FC can limit his touches tonight, they'll have a great shot at 3 points.
Memphis feels that they're buttoned up defensively, so they really want to push forward and counter Martinez with the dynamism of Marcus Epps.
The Jackson, Mississippi native has 4 goals and 4 assists for the 2019 season. He's been one of 901 FC's most consistent attacking players since he was signed on loan from New York Red Bulls on August 2nd. He loves running at players in 1v1 situations. As you see, he had a lovely little finish there against Bethlehem Steel. He's got a lot of tricks up his sleeve, and I'm really looking forward to watching his creativity and flair tonight.
Epps with goals in each of the last 2 matches here at AutoZone Park. Both of those were Memphis wins. 3 points on the table, much needed for the home side tonight when we come back to starting 11s and the opening kick from AutoZone Park between Memphis and Charlotte. And welcome to downtown Memphis, Tennessee, in a match that is vital for Memphis 901 FC's playoff aspirations, as tonight they take on the Charlotte Independence at AutoZone Park. Charlotte only 7 wins, 14 defeats, 11 draws. Only Swope Park has fewer victories in USL Championship play. Meanwhile, Memphis 9, 15, and 7 on the season, currently 13th place in the Eastern Conference table. Charlotte Independence will line up this way. Brandon Miller will be in goal. We talked about Enzo Martinez, how dangerous he is. Jorge Herrera had the only goal in the first meeting between these two teams, the match winner for the Independents.
Yeah, Jorge Herrera and Nicky Jackson up top could be a really dangerous combination for Charlotte Independence, so look forward to seeing what they've got tonight.
Memphis will line up this way tonight. Lagos Kunga is going to get a start up top along with goal machine Brandon Allen and Marcus Epps, who has been on a real tear himself offensively.
Yeah, Marcus Epps and Lagos Kunga out wide could be a real dangerous combo for 901 FC.
Talked to Tim Mulqueen earlier this week as you get a look at Mike Jeffries, who has been the head coach in Charlotte since 2015, former outstanding collegiate player. In fact, won the Herman Award as the best collegiate player while at Duke. Meanwhile, Tim Mulqueen says, I think we're going to be buttoned up defensively. We have to allow our forwards the opportunity to take some chances and get some goals. Yeah,
you need goals tonight. You need 3 points. You got to make no bones about it. So I look forward to seeing 901 FC be really compact defensively and pushing forward through the counterattack.
Defense has been Memphis's calling card pretty much throughout. The issue in the early part of the season, JJ, as you well know, was getting the ball in the back of the net. That has not been as much of a problem for 901 FC as of late, although in their last outing they were shut out at Indy 11 3-0. No shame in that. Indy 11 is one of the best sides in the East.
You talk about a team in Indy 11 last week that hasn't lost in about a year and a half at home, so really tough match last week, but I look forward to seeing what 901 FC can put forward tonight.
Meanwhile, the Independents have won each of their last 2 matches. Independents in their traveling white kits and Memphis in the home blues, and we've seen some long sleeves already tonight. Temperature probably around 55, 60 degrees here. Gorgeous night for soccer. And let's take a look at Memphis 901 FC's keys to the match. They're presented by My City Rides. See how much you'll save when you scoot.
And our first key to the match, positive start. Be on the front foot if you're 901 FC. Attack first, and most importantly, score first. Dominate restarts. Be strong offensively and defensively on set pieces. You might get a goal there. Playoff mentality. As I said before, this is a must-win. You need all 3 points at home if you want a shot at the 2019 playoffs.
Long ball play to where Birch will let it go, and Jeff Caldwell will handle it. Caldwell again getting the start in goal, 28th start in goal for Memphis. Already 6 clean sheets for him on the season. Charlotte has been a good side at home, 6-8-2 in their home park. They have won just once on the road. Kunga racing to the edge of the 18 along the byline, looking to turn, and for a little help here in the second minute. That one chipped in and then headed away. Kunga gets ahead to it, and that one sent forward by Cam Lindley.
It looked like a little bit of indecision there from Cam Lindley. Couldn't decide whether he wanted to strike that ball on net or pass.
Counterattack here. Oduro. And Memphis forced to concede a throw. Wes Sharpie.
It's well done from Wes Sharpie to be able to close down the space on Dominic Oduro. That's the last man that you want with time and space on the ball, as he is indeed probably one of the fastest men on the pitch. 7
goals for Dominic Oduro, native of Ghana.
Again, you see Wes Sharpie just right on Dominic Oduro's back. He doesn't want to give him any space tonight.
Liam Doyle, who has been a real stalwart in the back since coming over from Nashville. And a throw coming for Memphis here.
Yeah, we've been talking a lot about some of the attacking players when you talk about Marcus Epps and Lagos Kunga that have come, mid-season signings, but Liam Doyle has probably been just as important as a signing for 901 FC defensively.
Now, these teams met on June 29th. Charlotte won 1-0. Mark Birch did not play in that particular match, and really with all the late season signings by Andrew Bell, the sporting director for 901 FC, it's a vastly different roster and a more dangerous offensive roster, and a foul called against Memphis. As you get a good look at Dominic Oduro, played MLS soccer with San Jose. And there is Enzo Martinez. 8 goals, 5 assists for him, and wearing the captain's armband.
Yeah, it looks like it'll be Enzo Martinez and Abdoulaye Mansali standing over this one. I suspect it'll be Mansali that'll take this with the in-swinging left-footed free kick.
And there's the left footer driven low. Martinez.
Oh.
And that one sent high.
There was a series of miscues there that almost ended up in a goal really for Charlotte, as it looked like Enzo Martinez was looking to take a shot on goal and misfired, and then Hugh Roberts, this one just rolls down his shin and over his foot. You can see he's disappointed with that one, even though he is a center back.
Hugh Roberts has also played USL Championship soccer with the Pittsburgh Riverhounds. He was signed to Charlotte back in January. But Charlotte has won their last 2 after a 10-match winless streak that includes 7 losses and 3 draws. And they were shut out 5 times in that 10-match streak.
And their last one was super impressive as they went to Bethlehem Steel and actually went down a man and ended up winning that game 2-1. So really good result for them. And although they're eliminated from the playoffs already for 2019, you know, they'll still expect to play free and really attack the ball.
Birch with a deep ball handled by Brandon Miller in goal. Not only was Charlotte down a man, they were down a man from the 31st minute on. I mean, they played an awful lot of soccer with just 10 men, but they were able to pull out the win. The other thing, too, I'd reference, JJ, the fact that they've struggled on the road. Their one road victory at Pittsburgh.
So if you're going to win on the road, that's a fantastic place to do it. So you know you can do it if you can go on the road and beat the best team in the Eastern Conference and potentially the league. You know, we'll see how that shapes out. So, you know, really a season of ups and downs for Charlotte.
They got off to a horrific start. As you get a look at Enzo Martinez, a native of South Carolina.
See 901 FC staying uber patient so far in this game, not wanting to force anything, as Charlotte Independence, they're not pressing too high, but they do have a bit of a mock press, if you will, with Nicky Jackson, Jorge Herrera up top.
Jackson wearing the number 9 shirt, Herrera the number 10 shirt for the visiting Independence. This is Marcus Epps. Memphis trying to play centrally here, and Kunga trying to flare it out wide. And that will go out for a Charlotte throw. As you look at Brandon Allen, 8 goals and a couple of braces, one against Red Bulls 2 and another one against Swope Park. Throughout his career, no matter where he has laced up his boots, he's been able to put it in the back of the net.
And that's your guy, Brandon Allen, up top. You know, 901 FC, they need to continue to get the ball out wide to Marcus Epps and Lagos Kunga and find Brandon Allen inside the 6-yard box. If he gets it in there, Pete, you know, he's most likely he will score.
This is Doyle. Bluff City Mafia's got the drums working, but a misconnection there and a turnover for Memphis.
Yeah, that's uncharacteristic right there from Cam Lindley, but you can see how that Charlotte mock press is kind of frustrating them. They're sitting back and trying to force 901 FC to come at them. You know, Charlotte knows that 901 FC need to score goals. They need to come at them, and right now they're using that to their advantage.
Charlotte already eliminated from playoff contention. Currently, St. Louis is in 9th, Birmingham in 10th. Charleston, the side that Memphis will finally meet in Charleston, a twice postponed match. That'll be Wednesday night. They're in 11th. Memphis currently in 12th.
See a lot of
Lindley
contact.
down.
Yeah, a lot of contact there, right to the back of Cam Lindley, right in front of head coach Tim Mulqueen, and Tim Mulqueen raised his hands, and for good reason. But it looks like Cam Lindley will be just fine.
Lindley is a player of whom Tim Mulqueen says if he plays well, we play well as a team. If he's off form, the rest of the team seems to be a bit off form.
And that makes perfect sense. You know, the ball goes through him, and as it should, he's an incredibly talented midfielder.
This is Oduro. Wide for Clay Dimmick. Dimmick on the give back, but the ball's played too far. Now Sharpie earns his side a throw-in the 9th minute.
It's good defending from 901 FC, from Dan Metzger to track all the way back, to track Clay Dimick and Dominic Aduro, but now 901 FC might be locked into their own corner.
The defensive strength of Charlotte, JJ, is in the middle of the park. That is where they are really, really tight. So it'll be interesting to see if Memphis is able to get the ball in the channels and try to generate some scoring chances. This is Sharpie.
You're exactly right. That's why, you want to find Pierre Da Silva, who checked all the way back, amongst the center backs where Cam Lindley would typically be to find the ball. But that's a fantastic, you see the talent that he has as he hits that perfect, 40, 50-yard diagonal ball. But they need to get the ball to Pierre Da Silva and allow him to run at defenders.
Doyle, that's intercepted, intended for Epps. Dimick defending, and now Martinez. There's Charlotte.
You can see just how strong on the ball Enzo Martinez is as he's twisting and turning and able to hold off defenders. Memphis
will be without Dwayne Muckett and Leston Paul. They are on international duty. And this long for Jake Arman.
901 FC will definitely miss those players, the Trinidad national players, but I know Tim Mulqueen and all the assistant coaches will be thrilled that that players are moving on and playing at the highest level of the game, and that just shows the level, the quality of player that 901 FC has.
We had mentioned that Memphis and Charleston, that Wednesday match will be huge, and if Memphis comes away with all 3 points tonight, that'll be an even larger determinant whether or not Memphis makes the postseason. The top 10 teams in each conference make the playoffs. This is Doyle. Epps is dispossessed, and Martinez finds Oduro. Good play there by Lindley, and now Da Silva. Kunga, and he has it taken away.
See, both teams a little bit sloppy right now. A lot of turnovers so far early on in the first 12 minutes or so of this game. I think right now both teams are trying to find their footing in this game and are trying to attack with numbers, but not quite able to get on the same page quite yet.
And JJ, it seems two teams with different approaches in that Memphis is playing for its playoff lives and Charlotte is not.
Absolutely, and if you're Charlotte, you'll absorb some pressure and then try to catch 901 FC on the counter. 901 FC has to get 3 points out of this game. They have to win at home, so you might as well try to use that to your advantage.
Turn here by Nicky Jackson. Dimick just able to keep it in play, but then he has it taken away. Epps and Da Silva playing forward. Allen has nothing working and so gives way to Sharpie, and Memphis will get itself sorted offensively.
That's good hold-up play from Brandon Allen. If you can't find any options going forward, then hold the ball up, keep possession, and live to fight another day.
Epps.
You see, once again, Marcus Epps and Cam Lindley, players that are typically so strong on the ball right now, just not quite as sharp as they typically are.
Oh, nice touch by Da Silva, but not able to make the connection that he wanted to, but good touch there.
Yeah, lovely touch from Pierre Da Silva. Looked like he might have nutmegged the Charlotte Independence defender, and that's exactly why you want to get him the ball in the middle of the field and watch him create.
Diagonal ball played for Epps. Epps double marked. Nimble footwork. Ooh. Looks to turn, and that's deflected out, and that'll be a Memphis corner.
We talked about in the pregame, Pete, Marcus Epps, you see the flair that he possesses. Even with two defenders on him, he's able to beat almost both of them and get a shot almost on target.
Next Saturday is your last chance to catch 901 FC in action at home. If you're one of the first 5,000 fans, you will go home with a pink 901 FC t-shirt, courtesy of Baptist Cancer Center. It's pink out the pitch night. Memphis901fc.com/tickets. Next Saturday night, Louisville City here at AutoZone Park, and who knows, a playoff berth may be on the line. Corner away and headed out of danger for Charlotte, run down by Mark Birch.
Yeah, it's good defending from Charlotte. Looked like Brandon Miller might have gotten a really strong punch on that corner kick.
Lindley sends it into the 18, headed just wide. Oh, Brandon Allen with a golden opportunity.
I'll tell you what, Pete, this was an absolutely dime piece of a ball from Cam Lindley. Just sizzled into the box and found the head of Brandon Allen, who made that streaking run. It looked like that ball might have clipped the outside of the post. See, Cam Lindley just fires this ball, clips this ball in, and Brandon Allen with a lovely flicking header, but just misses the target. See the technique that Cam Lindley possesses. It's about a 45-yard ball just sizzled into the box.
Lindley with 7 assists in USL play, almost picked up his 8th. Nicky Jackson, and Grandison shoulders him out of the way, but Jackson back onto it, and now Grandison takes him down. And it's a play on.
Yeah, it didn't look like a lot of contact there from Ewan Grandison. It looked like Nicky Jackson might have got tripped up over his own 2 feet.
J.C. Griggs is the man in the middle. Brian Graves, Austin Holt are assisting. Alex Martinez is our 4th official tonight here at AutoZone Park.
Oh, wow.
And an aerial collision there.
Yikes.
And medical attention is being summoned. Jake Arman is down. Grandison is down. And while they tend to him, we will tell you that you can tune into ESPN3 next Saturday at 2 Central, a special game of the week. A home playoff match at stake. Real Monarchs SLC hosting Sacramento Republic FC. The winner hosts a playoff match. The loser may go to a play-in game. And that dangerous aerial collision.
Yeah, a ton of contact there between Ewan Grandison and Jake Arman. Didn't look like there was any malicious intent with both of those players. They're going after a 50-50 ball that was lofted into the air, and sometimes these things can happen, and these players looked like they took a mean collision there, but both players are up and look to be okay.
But no indication of a foul. It's simply going to be a Memphis throw-in.
Yeah, it would have been tough for J.C. Griggs to decide, if there was going to be a foul call, who the foul would have been on. So I think this is the appropriate call to just allow a play on here.
So for the moment, Arman and Grandison will be off the pitch as the throw-in is executed. Back to Jeff Caldwell, and now both players are back on. Caldwell under a bit of pressure. Kunga with a flicking head on, and now gets it back.
And right there, that's where I would like to see Lagos Kunga. I know he wants to take players on, but I'd like to see him just keep the ball moving, and to continue to work the ball around the field.
Memphis has won 5 of its last 7, 5 victories, 2 defeats, no draws, as they have gotten themselves into the playoff conversation. Kunga finding some space. Epps to the edge of the 18, sharply an overlapping run. Kunga's dispossessed by Martinez.
That was still much better from Lagos Kunga there to combine with Brandon Allen in the middle of the field and close to getting a shot on goal.
Arman sends it into the 18, and it bounces into the hands of Jeff Caldwell.
It's a really nice ball, left-footed ball, whipped into the box from Jake Arman, and found Nicky Jackson, who was marked very tightly. That might have been Mark Birch, who was able to get in front of Nicky Jackson to be able to not have him have a full clean chance on goals. You see the replay here. Jake Arman wraps his foot around it, and Nicky Jackson almost makes good contact with it, but Liam Doyle was there to be able to deter that shot.
Doyle making his 12th start for 901 FC after coming over from Nashville. And this will be a goal kick for Brandon Miller. Memphis 9 victories, total of 34 points, minus 11 in goal differential. Charlotte just 7 victories and 32 points and a minus 14 goal differential.
And Pete, what I'm seeing out of this game so far is it doesn't seem like Charlotte is overly concerned with attacking 901 FC's goal. And I think if 901 FC can find a goal, whether it be in the first or second half, I think the Charlotte team might start to put their heads down, as they're already eliminated from the playoffs.
Oduro. Bocanegra, marked by Doyle, lofts it in, and the ball loose as Caldwell came out to play it and nearly misplayed it into a Charlotte goal.
It's a really creative pass there from Ricardo Bocanegra. As you saw, he was twisting and turning on top of the box and then just flicked it over the head of 901 FC.
And that one sent in off the boot of Oduro, forcing Caldwell to make a play.
See right here, the really creative flick of a pass right there over the 901 FC back line, and looked like that was Clay Dimmick coming up from his right back position to almost get a goal for Charlotte Independence, but that's a fantastic save from Jeff Caldwell.
And fantastic recognition by Wes Sharpie to come in and potentially be of assistance once Caldwell came off his line.
Yeah, well done from Wes Sharpie to be able to follow the play and never give up.
Martinez sends it into open space. Doyle tracks it down for Memphis, not able to connect with Brandon Allen. We mentioned Memphis's recent run of form over the last 7 games. Before that, they had a 5-match winless streak, and the USL season takes so many twists and turns, and we talked about it at the top of the telecast. Tim Mulqueen mentioning perseverance as being the key to this Memphis side.
He's exactly right. He's been able to get the players that he's wanted, that he sought after, mid-season, acquired some big players like that man right there, Marcus Epps, and this other man right here, Pierre Da Silva, and they've just been so impressive in this final third of the season.
Epps trying to find a little bit of space, right-footed strike rolling into the hands of Brandon Miller. First shot on target for Memphis tonight, their 3rd shot overall.
And that's what you want to see if you're 901 FC. You want to see your wingers, Marcus Epps and Lagos Kunga, cutting inside and taking shots and taking chances on goal.
Epps, who had been playing for the New York Red Bulls of MLS, signed here to Memphis back on August the 2nd. August brought a lot of very important signings. Here's Kunga. Kunga into the 18, and he earns his side a corner. He's marked by Stephen Tico, and Tico sends it out for the 2nd corner of the match for Memphis.
And that was a fantastic, well-weighted ball from Ewan Grandison, sent down the line to find the feet of Lagos Kunga, who made a great run, but unfortunately for 901 FC could not get that ball inside of the box for Brandon Allen.
The captain, Mark Birch. In swinger, and just, I think, off the head of Brandon Allen. Could not get it on target. It's going to be out for another Memphis corner kick, targeting Brandon Allen.
It was really a fantastic in-swinging ball from Mark Birch. Whipped into that near post, and Brandon Allen almost gets his head on it, but it looks like that ended up going off of Dominic Aduro last.
So Lindley.
See, once again, 901 FC attacking that front post. That's another really good ball served in from Cam Lindley.
Allen, marked there by Mansali, and Miller handling it for Charlotte.
Yeah, that was really good defending there from Abdoulaye Mansali on Brandon Allen. Brandon Allen might have had a couple of opportunities there to either take that ball down or flick it back to Lagos Kunga.
Dimmick. And Now Nikki Jackson. Ball played centrally, but Memphis stout in the middle. Grandison, Allen in a foot race with Hugh Roberts.
It's great vision from Hugh and Grandison. He almost put that ball directly into the path of Brandon Allen from his own defensive third. As you can see on the replay, Cam Lindley whips this ball into the near post, and looked like Wes Sharpie was waiting for that, but that's good defending from Jorge Herrera and the Charlotte Independents.
Herrera able to get there. Birch with the takeaway. Kunga on the counterattack, needs a little bit of help. Gets it in the form of De Silva, but then loses it. Bocanegra with the takeaway, and now Martinez for Charlotte.
And you can see how dynamic Lagos Kunga could be, you know, when he has time and space on the ball. It's just sometimes he might try to take on one defender too much, and that's something that'll come along as he develops as a player.
Elliot Collier is eligible as a substitute this evening.
And speaking of that, Pete, you know, typically when Lagos Kunga started, and he's done a great job, but we typically see Elliot Collier come into the game at around the hour mark and really be a super sub for 901 FC. And those two players have really been kind of exchanging that role throughout the course of this season.
Harmon got by Grandison. As we remind you, Select is the official ball supplier of the USL Championship and many of the finest leagues in the world. Since 1947, Select has been the leader in soccer ball quality and innovation. Visit SelectSportAmerica.com for more information. Headed out by Metzger defensively, and De Silva sees that one go out. So a throw in for the Independents. Dimmick, and that will be out for a Memphis goal kick.
And that was a real missed opportunity right there for Charlotte Independence. That was a lovely dummy right there from Dominic Aduro to leave it to Clay Dimmick to get service into the box, but Clay Dimmick gets that one wrong and sends it over Jeff Caldwell's bar.
You know, so often we've been talking about, because of the weather here in Memphis, the effects of heat and humidity. Well, this is a much cooler night than we've had in quite a while. What does that mean for pace of play and fitness level and things of that nature?
Really, you know, I expect it to speed things up. You know, it's not 90 degrees with, you know, 85% humidity. So, you know, you see some of the long sleeves here on Clay Dimmick right there. You expect players to really be, you know, buzzing around, flying around the pitch, especially for 901 FC and the playoff implications that are at place.
Memphis below the playoff cut line of the top 10 teams, but they have not been eliminated from playoff contention. But when there are 3 points up for grabs, you need to grab them all. Martinez. Roberts.
Oh, well done from Dominic Otero to collect that ball and lay it off for Clay Dimmick all in one touch.
Throw in coming for Charlotte here. Charlotte will be at home to close out the season next Saturday against Ottawa.
You see right now Charlotte really working the ball around very nicely. Some 1 and 2 touches and really nice combination play.
And there, a cracker sent right at Caldwell.
Yeah, really nice driven shot from that man right there, Nicky Jackson. Found himself a little bit of open space in the corner of the 18-yard box and really let loose on this shot, but Jeff Caldwell was able to bat that down and make it look easy and make the save in the end.
Not a lot of spin on it, and so well read by Caldwell. Shot with great pace. Metzger looking for options as we near the half-hour mark. De Silva, Kunga trying a flick, but nothing comes of it. Doyle maintaining possession for Memphis.
You see, it looks like that pressure from Charlotte is, they're sitting back a little bit deeper now into their own defensive third and allowing 901 FC much more time and space in the ball.
You'll see Memphis play in to out and a left-footed shot, and that one rolls in and easily handled by Brandon Miller.
It's well done for Marcus Epps again to be able to find time and space on top of the 18-yard box as he took the ball down really nicely from Pierre De Silva, but the left-footed shot was a little bit weak in the end, and easy save for Brandon Miller.
Grandison wins this ball, but Armand with the takeaway for Charlotte.
It's really well done from Charlotte Independence to break that pressure as Liam Doyle gets a touch on it.
Best chance for either side so far, the Brandon Allen header that just went wide of the post. Martinez trying to curl it into the 18, but headed away. De Silva, but a foul given to Memphis.
So on the replay right here, that was really well done for Marcus Epps to be able to take that ball down directly into his path, but you saw he couldn't quite get the contact that he wanted on his weaker left foot, and the save was easy in the end for Brandon Miller.
You look at Pierre De Silva making his 10th start and 10th appearance for Memphis since coming over on August the 5th. And a corner kick here for Charlotte. Oduro taking up an offensive position in front of the goal. In swinger, far post, and that will go out for a goal kick. Not well struck by Martinez.
It looked like that one was a little bit overcooked from the captain Enzo Martinez as he was looking for that back post, but put a little bit too much power on that one and sent that one past everyone.
Look at Lagos Kunga making his 9th start of the season, originally a homegrown player signing for Atlanta United. Although a native of Angola, residing in the Atlanta area, and hence the homegrown tag. Metzger has that one knocked away, and a throw in for Charlotte. Metzger, nice win of the ball there, gets it to Lindley.
And that's when Dan Metzger's at his best, when he's making 50-50 tackles and sliding in and winning his team the ball. And I know that's what Tim Mulqueen will want to see from his stalwart midfielder.
And you saw there as De Silva tried to advance just how strong Charlotte can be defensively in the middle of the park, hence Memphis's intention, I would imagine, to try to attack from the channels.
You got to give credit to the man on the ball right there, Hugh Roberts, and his center back mate Stephen Tico, and also Ricardo Bocanegra, who's been sitting in the middle of the field for Charlotte. They've been incredibly strong defensively in the middle of the park.
Epps with the interception. Epps.
See how dynamic Marcus Epps can be in the middle of the field, but once again, Enzo Martinez and that Charlotte Independence midfield has been super strong in the middle of the park and not allowing 901 FC much time and space.
Kunga will try the left side. Oh, nice move there to get by Martinez. Now combines with De Silva. De Silva. No options there, and again, Roberts very good defensively, and a Memphis foul.
Yeah, that was really well done from Lagos Kunga there. That was a beautiful move that he put on Enzo Martinez and left him in the dust, and then combined nice with Pierre De Silva, but Pierre De Silva not able to find anybody up in the box for 901 FC. You see this move right here as Lagos Kunga looks off Enzo Martinez and cuts back and then darts forward again, and Enzo Martinez ends up grabbing it nothing.
Roberts, a native of Maryland, former Pittsburgh River Hound.
It's interesting to see Enzo Martinez is kind of floating all over the field. He was starting off in that number 10 position, but now it looks like he's playing in a right back position for Charlotte Independence, but he has that green light, Pete, to be able to roam all over the field.
And now an opportunity here. Herrera, Caldwell comes out, ball loose, swept away by Doyle. Kunga trying to get a counterattack rolling. We play on. I believe that's Martinez that is down. Epps nearly overran it, but it remains in play.
See the replay here. Wes Sharpie does a great job to keep tracking Dominic Aduro, and Jeff Caldwell steps off of his line and makes the really strong play to keep that ball out of the back of the net, and Liam Doyle happens to be there right time and place.
It's out for a Memphis throw. Caldwell has been called upon to make a couple of big plays here to keep the clean sheet.
Jeff Caldwell's been really alert in this match so far, and as you said, Pete, has come off his line has been very decisive and very strong, and has made the correct decision and play each time.
Lindley. That's out for a Charlotte throw. Good work there by Mansali.
It's also good pressure there from Marcus Epps to not allow Mansali to get out of his own defensive third.
Mansali, the USL Team of the Week recognition for him. He had the game-winning assist in the last match for Charlotte. De Silva was dispossessed, and this is going to go out. This will be a Memphis throw. Now into the 37th minute. Quick restart for the home side. Epps. Flighted ball. De Silva settles. De Silva to the top of the 18. The left-footed shot is saved by Miller, and he corrals the rebound.
That ball was really well struck from Pierre De Silva, as he had a few men defending him, and it looked like they were sagging off a little bit, and Pierre De Silva puts his left foot through that ball. It's a low-driven ball. Supremely well hit, but Brandon Miller was in the right spot, ended up making the save.
So both teams have had chances. Both keepers have had to make saves. And a foul to Charlotte here in the 38th minute. Fans, you can continue to enjoy the USL on ESPN through the 2022 season. The USL is excited to announce that the championship in League One will remain with the leader in sports for 3 more years. ESPN Plus will continue to be the home of all things USL, and at least 19 matches a year will be featured on the ESPN family of networks. Pete Pranica, JJ Greer with you at AutoZone Park. Memphis 901 FC. In desperate need of 3 points. Still trying to chase down a playoff berth in the Eastern Conference.
And I think so far, Pete, Tim O'Queen's side is showing really good discipline right now. You know, although it is 0-0, you don't need to quite yet throw forward all the numbers and leave your defense, you know, with gaping holes in it. So a really, you know, smart start, I would say, so far in these first 39 minutes of this game for 901 FC.
Martinez. Dimmick sends it across, and that shot parried. The rebound is in the back of the net. Caldwell upset. The rebound sent home by Herrera, who had the match winner in the first meeting between these two teams.
And I tell you what, Pete, what an incredibly athletic play from Nicky Jackson. That ball was sent in from Clay Dimmick, and Nicky Jackson with the full-on bicycle kick at the top of the 18-yard box and catches all of it. And Jeff Caldwell makes a great initial save, but Jorge Herrera was there waiting to pounce on that ball and puts his left foot through it, and Jeff Caldwell almost makes another spectacular save, but could not keep that ball at the back of the net. As you see the bicycle kick there from Nicky Jackson, what an incredibly athletic play, and Jeff Caldwell was almost able to make that save at his near post, and you see the 901 FC players wanted an offside call, but I think that was the right call there from J.C. Griggs and our referee staff.
Caldwell thought he had made a second save, but denied Herrera his 7th goal of the season and the 2nd against Memphis. And now things become a little bit more challenging for the home side. Now, having said that, they have won 3 matches in come-from-behind fashion after starting the season 0-11-2 when conceding first.
Well, this game is far from being over, Pete, and you know what an incredible player Jorge Herrera is. He doesn't need many touches on the ball to be able to make things happen.
Kunga trying to get an equalizer. Sharpie overruns and then commits the foul.
Yeah, a bit of a miscue there from Wes Sharpie. He was trying to lay that ball back to Pierre Da Silva, but was not able to make clean contact with it and had to commit the professional foul to not allow Charlotte to get the counterattack.
So Herrera in the 39th minute, giving Charlotte the advantage, 1-0.
I tell you what, if Nicky Jackson was able to complete that bicycle kick, you know, that might have been SportsCenter top 10 and carried by a lot of major sports networks maybe across the world if he was able to finish it, but really just an incredible sequence offensively for Charlotte.
Birch trying to win it for Memphis. Epps counterattack. Has Da Silva in the center of the park. Epps, Da Silva, back to Epps. Epps trying to cross, headed away by Martinez. Kunga, that's off his boot. And a counterattack opportunity here for Charlotte. Birch back defensively, and a foul given to Memphis. Halftime moments away as Lindley gets up. Here's what we have coming up. 901 FC visits the Mid-South Corn Maze. We'll take a look around the league and first half stats between this tightly contested match between Charlotte and Memphis 901 FC. That aerial view of the corn maze is unbelievable. The crest for 901 FC is very intricate. The fact they were able to make a corn maze out of it, pretty amazing.
Really impressive. Still need to get out there and actually try to do the maze, but you're exactly right. You know, the man or woman that was able to construct a crest of that precision, you know, out of corn. You know, there's not too many more talented people out there.
Grandison. That's deflected, but then headed by Tico for Charlotte. Kunga looking to turn. Da Silva trying to combine with Sharpie, and Martinez doing a little bit of everything for Charlotte tonight.
Yeah, really just an incredible sliding challenge there from Enzo Martinez, who got it completely right. It was extremely clean of a tackle and was able to keep possession.
Epps looking to turn. Memphis trying to turn up the offensive intensity, but Kunga with a giveaway. Held by Birch, and Memphis with another opportunity here. Would be fairly marginal stoppage time. Da Silva tries to turn, and he's dispossessed. We've had very little in the way of injuries or any other stoppage. There have been no bookings here in the first half. So 45 and probably not a lot more. The thing about the Nicky Jackson bicycle kick, when you've been eliminated from playoff contention, you'll take a chance like that. It doesn't matter.
You'll take a chance like that, but also, you know, I've seen Nicky Jackson play, and he's on loan from Colorado Rapids, I believe, and he is that caliber of a player. You know, I firmly believe that he would try that technique in the middle of the season or in the playoffs if Charlotte was in contention to be there. But he actually had a hat trick in the inaugural game in AutoZone Park here for Colorado Rapids back last year, actually.
That's sent out by Dimmick. That was the first ever soccer match played here, Tulsa Roughnecks and the Colorado Rapids. And congratulations to Tim Howard as he closes down an amazing career. And Jackson on the ball again as we approach the end of the first half. Herrera with his 7th goal coming in the 39th minute, and there is 1 minute of stoppage time posted. De Silva, marked by Martinez, and now Epps. They trap Epps along the touchline. And off the free kick restart, Grandison. Kunga trying to turn, and that's a goal kick.
It's well done from Lagos Kunga right there to try to run at Abdoulaye Mansali 1v1, but Mansali with a great defensive play, sliding challenge to be able to kick that ball off of Lagos Kunga for an Independence goal kick.
Brandon Miller, 29 years of age, a native of Charlotte, in his 2nd season with the Independents. Clean sheet through the first 45 plus. Harmon settles it, gets by Grandison, and that will do it for the first half. In a match that Memphis needs all 3 points, they trail 1-0, courtesy of Jorge Herrera's 7th goal of the season and 2nd against Memphis. And Memphis has now gone a match and a half against Charlotte, and they have yet to find the back of the net. When we come back, halftime on the way from AutoZone Park. Independence, the lead. Memphis soccer fans hope that that is a full moon rising and not a bad moon rising. Charlotte Independence a 1-0 lead over Memphis 901 FC. It is chilly. Memphis 901 FC has tremendous fans, and the side recognize those fans by participating in the Memphis Corn Maze and also visiting with their season ticket holders.
Hey guys. Hey. Would you guys like a voucher for Memphis 901 FC game?
Sure.
There you go. You guys can just redeem your ticket. Here, you want to say hi? Hey guys.
Hey, puppy dog.
Would any of you guys be interested in some vouchers for free tickets for the 901 game?
Sure.
We've got 2 games left. Would you guys like vouchers to the 901 FC game?
You knew we were looking for, right?
All right, here you go. Here, you want one?
I just wanted to take a minute to make a personal phone call.
We just wanted to call and reach out from all of us here at the club and say thank you for all of your support this year.
Hopefully you can get out and you know, help push us on to victories. You know, we've won 5 of the last 6, and you guys have been a big part of that. So
I just wanted to make a personal phone call and thank you for your support this season.
Yeah,
see you soon. We've been on a real roll, 5 out of 6. So
you know the time has come.
yeah. So
Who am I calling? Harold. Harold.
So you need newer?
Yeah, hopefully we can score another 5 for the next 2 games as well.
Must have had a good experience, huh? Know that you're the only one to say.
It's good talking to you, son.
Tell you anything, just want to call and thank you for your support. And
strike in the upper right 90. Whips it in, finds the back post. What a finish.
All these experiences are new, and the new experience is always the most exciting because it's something that you've never been a part of before. And I think that's one of the biggest draws of Greenville is to come in and to be a part of the beginning of something great.
Well, Greenville has officially been awarded a professional soccer team.
There is a big soccer presence in the upstate, and they just needed a team to rally behind. It's like, oh wow, like this is actually, this is real. And I still didn't really grasp how big it was going to be.
Racing the other way. Cuts it back. Good look. Shot coming. And then Carlos Gomez, his 4th in 2 matches. And does that seal the deal on the 3 points for the triumph?
A club is more than just the players, coaches, and front office. It's the fans. It's a whole club. We're new. No one really knows what we're about. They don't know, what we have to offer, and showing them that we offer more than just 90 minutes a week, on a Friday or Saturday night, says everything.
He's going to go at goal. Shot and a goal! That has to be on the goal of the week.
Now get the time. Sam Warner, the beauty.
Oh! Blue with the bicycle!
Oh, can you see that coming?
Great save by Putton on the goal line.
And Taylor with a beautiful strike. Are you kidding?
And we'd like to thank our official Memphis 901 FC pub partners, Aldo's Pizza Pie, Silky O'Sullivan's, High Cotton Brewing Company, Crosstown Brewing Company, and more. watch every Memphis 901 FC match home and away. These pubs, including Memphis 901 FC's final road match. That's a rescheduled match, actually twice rescheduled, against Charleston Battery. That's this Wednesday at 6:30 on ESPN Plus only. And thanks to Baptist Cancer Center, the first 5,000 fans in attendance at next Saturday's march against Louisville City will go home with a pink 901 FC t-shirt for Pink Out the Pitch Night. The club will also be wearing special pink jerseys during warm-ups. Those will be auctioned off that night with proceeds benefiting breast cancer awareness. Last home match of the season. Don't miss it. 901-722-6000 or visit memphis901fc.com for tickets. Speaking of the aforementioned Louisville City, and playing really some good soccer. Let's take a look around the league as you see our score line here in Memphis. Charlotte a 1-0 advantage courtesy of a Jorge Herrera goal in the 39th minute. Look around the league. Tampa Bay and Indy, two of the best in the East right now. They're in the 61st minute. Tampa Bay a 1-0 lead over Indy 11. Both of them will be headed to the postseason, both very good defensively. St. Louis and Pittsburgh. St. Louis still looking to nail down that playoff spot. Pittsburgh controlling its own destiny. That match is in the 24th minute, and it is 0-0. Big match for Memphis, particularly if they get 3 points tonight. They take on Charleston. Charleston, 5 points in the last 5 matches. They will be home the rest of the season. But they've only scored multiple goals in a match just once since mid-August. Let's take a look at the full scoreboard. Ottawa Fury and Bethlehem Steel. That's a 1-1 full-time draw. We mentioned the Tampa Bay Indy score in St. Louis Pittsburgh. Louisville City, one of the best against one of the worst in the East. An 8-3 pounding of Swope Park. And Nashville, a halftime 1-0 advantage over North Carolina FC. And Nashville, the class of the East, and when Louisville City comes in here, it's going to be very, very tough for Memphis. Let's take a look at the table to get you updated on where everybody stands at the moment. Atlanta United has been eliminated because Memphis had a couple of matches that had to be rescheduled, so Atlanta United's played 2 more matches, a minus 29 goal differential. So Charleston and Memphis both trying to get into the top 10. St. Louis and Birmingham trying to hang on for dear life. Memphis with a win tonight would get to 37 points. So you understand the gravity of the situation right now that faces the home side here, trailing 1-0. And with that, let's take a look at our halftime stats. They're presented by Memphis Area Ride Share. Shots even, on target even, possession even, very, very even, except for the top line, which is the most important one.
Exactly. You know, when you look at all of these stats and looking at the game, I think, you know, the stats are reflecting the game, and that's not always the case. But, you know, Charlotte's been a little bit more clinical in front of goal, and with Nikki Jackson in that moment of brilliance with an incredible bicycle kick attempt from the top of the 18, and it took heroics from Jeff Caldwell to keep the first one out, and he almost kept the second one out as well. But that's the difference in this game, and 901 FC will need at least 2 more if they want to win tonight and continue their playoff hopes.
Now, Memphis hasn't lost a match when they've scored multiple goals. So that is what's on the table for them now. 3 points are available. They are desperately needed by the home side, but they will need to do it in come-from-behind fashion. Second half on the way from Memphis in a moment. In downtown Memphis, just down the street from the legendary Peabody Hotel. USL Championship Soccer from AutoZone Park. Charlotte, a 1-0 scoreline over the home side. Memphis 901 FC. Pete Pranica, JJ Greer. And JJ, you look at the first half highlights, and both teams have had quality chances. Both keepers have been called upon to make saves.
And 901 FC really started off on the front foot, I would say, as Ewan Grandison with an incredible ball. And once again, you see more fantastic service from Cam Lindley as you see the fantastic camera work right here. The backspin on that ball driven into Brandon Allen, but Brandon Allen was not able to capitalize.
Meanwhile, Charlotte has been somewhat cheeky with their passing and being aggressive. Caldwell's been equal to the task, and you see Epps getting a look there, but nothing that has really stressed Brandon Miller a whole lot.
Yeah, Brandon Allen has made the saves when called upon, but has not had to quite make the saves that you see Jeff Caldwell has had to make in this first half, and it was ended up being capped off by this fantastic play here from Nicky Jackson and Jorge Herrera.
Herrera off the rebound, sending it to the back of the net for the only score of tonight's match. First meeting back in June ended up 1-0 to Charlotte, and it was Herrera with the match winner in that game. That came in the 74th minute, and Charlotte really dominated the run of play in that contest. 59% possession, outshot Memphis 18-9. This match has been played on far more level terms, and of course the footnote to the first match, Mark Birch did not play in that match, and the signings really, JJ, in early August have meant so much to this Memphis side when you look at Epps and De Silva and Doyle and Allen all coming aboard after the 1st of August.
Yeah, a lot of those players were not on the roster then. I believe that might have been Brandon Allen's first start of the season for him after being with the Tampa Bay Rowdies at the beginning of the season. So really a new look roster for 901 FC tonight and a much more competitive game.
Mansali, and now Bocanegra. This is just the 4th time this season that Charlotte has led at the interval. They are 2-0-1 when they lead at the interval. They are winless when trailing at the interval, and they're looking for just their 2nd road victory of the year and their first 3-match winning streak of the year.
And they've really been sharp tonight, Charlotte Independents have, especially going forward. And, you know, Pete, I'm not too sure how many games Nicky Jackson has been a part of in those Charlotte Independents wins, but he makes a huge difference when on the field for Charlotte. And, you know, he's in the MLS for a reason, and that's why he plays for the Colorado Rapids, and he's just been an incredible threat up top with Jorge Herrera tonight.
This is Jackson wearing the number 9 shirt, and now Herrera as they combine. When you look at the Charlotte roster, you see a lot of guys in their mid-20s. Armin runs this down. And a lot of guys with MLS experience. Ball sent in, headed out by Birch for Memphis. Martinez assessing options. Three points of no real value or use to Charlotte, but they're pure gold for Memphis. Herrera. Combination. Armin. That's saved, and that will go out for a corner kick. And Caldwell reacting angrily at his back line.
And that's really an incredible save from Jeff Caldwell. Stood his ground and took that one off the rib cage there. As a really strong left-footed shot from Jake Armin, and you saw the emotion and intensity from Jeff Caldwell after that save. He's telling his side to wake up. You know, we're playing a game here. We're trying to make the playoffs.
And this was the part of the game that Tim Mulqueen was not concerned about, was their defense. He said, we'll be buttoned up defensively. That last sequence, they were not, and it almost cost them a second. Mansali to take the corner kick for Charlotte.
Should be an in-swinging corner kick right here from Abdoulaye Mansali.
Headed out by Liam Doyle for Memphis. Lindley. Lovely touch there. Playing it forward for Kunga. Lagos Kunga getting into space. Tracked by Dimmick.
It's well done from Clay Dimmick on the closeout on Lagos Kunga, not allowing him time to settle in and think of a few flicks and tricks that he normally has up his sleeve.
Memphis gives it away. Armin with the takeaway, and he ends up on the turf for his trouble. This week, U.S. Soccer and Think Taylor are working to promote concussion education. As you see the tumble that is taken by Armin. It's Concussion Awareness Week from October the 6th through the 15th. The two organizations are asking everyone to take the hashtag #TTPledge, an oath that everyone involved with the game become more aware of concussion symptoms and recovery. Visit recognizetorecover.org for more information. So much publicity about concussions in American-style football, but there's plenty of potential for concussions in this style of football as well.
Absolutely. We saw the collision earlier in this game between Ewan Grandison and I believe it might have been Clay Dimmick earlier in the first half, after both players going for a 50-50 headed ball, and most definitely a very physical game, but it is the world's game and everybody enjoys it.
Had the opportunity to do a game at Princeton where the players were wearing accelerometers on their neck to measure the force that the brain was absorbing because of headers and collisions. So there's been a lot of research done on concussions in the sport of soccer. Metzger in the middle of the park. Lindley finds Epps. This is what Memphis wants to do. They want to go from in to out, and Sharpie is dispossessed, and it will be a throw-in granted to Charlotte.
Yeah, there's really an incredible sliding challenge from Clay Dimmick to not only keep that service out of his own 18-yard box, to also be able to deflect it off of Wes Sharpie and allow it to be an independent throw-in.
Charlotte 7-14 and 11 on the year, just 1, 6, and 9 away from the Queen City. Memphis now with the throw-in. Epps going deep for Metzger.
Oh, look at this ball from Liam Doyle.
And marvelously played to the feet of Kunga.
What a fantastic half volley it is. 50 yards from Liam Doyle, on the money to Lagos Kunga across the pitch.
Grandison sends it across to the far post. That is headed out by Dimmick for a Memphis corner.
Really a nice sequence of events there for Memphis 901 FC. It started with that Liam Doyle half volley, the center back showing incredible skill to get that ball out wide to Lagos Kunga.
Epps in front of goal, in swinger, and right in on the keeper Brandon Miller, easily handled by him.
Yeah, that's easy enough for Brandon Miller, and there was no 901 FC attacking player sitting on Brandon Miller to make life a little bit more difficult for him, but usually Kevin Lindley has a little bit better service than that.
Miller with 5 clean sheets on the season, hoping for a 6th. De Silva comes down and appears to be ailing. Kunga combining with Lindley, and that cross deflected, and Bocanegra with possession for Charlotte. De Silva misses on the tackle, but Metzger has it now for Memphis.
It's a good combination there from 901 FC in the middle of the field.
Oh! Offside flag is up. Epps took a crack at it anyway.
It looked like Marcus Epps might have been just offside there, as there's a fantastic connection between he and Pierre De Silva, but just a little bit too soon, Marcus Epps started his run.
Would have been a glorious chance for Epps.
You saw the picture right there. It looked like Marcus Epps was a few paces in behind that Independence back line. It's a great shot there, and clearly offside as Independence held a very strong line.
Ryan Graves, Austin Holt, assisting our referee J.C. Griggs, making the appropriate call. Grandison trying to get it to Kunga, intercepted by Mansali. And now De Silva. Lindley. That will be out for a corner kick to Memphis. Dimmick got a head on it, but sent it over the byline, trying to get it to Marcus Epps. And Lindley, who Tim Mulqueen says is one of the really, really good leaders on this team, sets it for the corner kick.
You can see where Tim Mulqueen is coming from with that statement. You know, Lindley only 22 years old, but so confident on the field and also in the locker room, and has a ton of experience, you know, playing wise, and, you know, also with youth national teams as well, and has played at a really high level. Of course, he's on loan from Orlando City of the MLS, and, you know, as he goes, this 901 FC team goes.
He's definitely one to watch. In swinger, hit it out. Birch able to retain possession for Memphis.
Lovely ball sprayed out wide from Ewan Grandison.
And that one flicked on, back post, Epps, oh no, across the goal mouth, and then swept away by Hugh Roberts.
Really interesting sequence of events there for 901 FC. It looked like it was hard to tell if Marcus Epps was shooting that ball on goal, Pete, or if he was trying to lay it off, maybe for Brandon Allen coming in. But it might have looked like Brandon Miller might have gotten actually a touch to that. You see the flick on there, a lovely flick on from Wes Sharpie, and Marcus Epps gets a touch on it, and it looks like that ball just squirted across the mouth of the goal.
Opportunity here for Memphis. De Silva trying to get it into the 18. Kunga can't get there. Collision with Nicky Jackson, and the foul given to Kunga.
It's an interesting call there from J.C. Griggs. It looked like Lagos Kunga got to the spot first, and Nicky Jackson collided with him. As you can see, Nicky Jackson down in a little bit of pain right now. Tim Mulqueen clearly upset with that call. But you see on the replay here, Lagos Kunga sprinting towards that ball, and yeah, it actually looked like Nicky Jackson might have stuck his foot in there first. Really heads-up play there from Nicky Jackson, a young player with a veteran move to get his body in front of Lagos Kunga and then drop his body and allow J.C. Griggs to make that call in favor of Independence.
Not sure I'm totally on board with J.C. Griggs' judgment on that particular call. It might as well have been a play on as two players coming together. But all that having been said, we continue on now into the 58th minute. And we had talked about it earlier, JJ. You wonder if Elliot Collier is going to be into the match soon. Lagos Kunga usually good for about an hour's worth of work, and he's been particularly busy tonight. Collier would be an option for Tim Mulqueen, with Memphis in need of not one but two goals.
Yeah, and I think, Pete, as we approach the hour mark, I expect to see Tim Mulqueen taking a peek at his bench to assess the type of options that he has. As you said, Elliot Collier would be a great option. He's got Joachim Graf and Yuka Uccello also on the bench, who also could make an impact in this game offensively.
Brandon Allen, we've not called his name a whole lot since that header that just went wide of the post in the first half. And now a yellow card issued to, this going to be against De Silva?
I think that might have been, unless it's Pierre De Silva for dissent, but Initially, it was Ewan Grandison with a very tough challenge in the middle of the park. As you can see on the replay here, it was Ewan Grandison with a tough challenge on Jake Armin in the middle of the field, and might have followed through with that trailing leg, which most likely is what earned him the yellow card.
And that sent far post by Armin, missing connections with Herrera, who has our only goal tonight. It came in the 39th minute, and it is indeed Grandison with the yellow card. Memphis, as of late, has made it a habit to fall behind and then rally. And they're hoping for a similar result tonight. Sharpie is dispossessed. And then an interception by De Silva.
And Pete, if 901 FC wants a favorable result out of this game, which of course they do, I think, you know, we can see, looks like Elliot Collier is up off the bench getting ready to check in, but you know, there might be in need of a formation change maybe, or a mentality change in terms of throwing more numbers forward. You know, this is basically your season. You know, your season is coming down to these last 30 minutes. You might need a few numbers forward in order to get 2 goals out of this game.
De Silva turns toward goal. De Silva, and that shot going wide. And the offside flag was up anyway. And Elliot Collier will come in, and Metzger will go out. So Metzger out and Collier in. We anticipated Collier coming in. We speculated it might have been Kunga. Somebody calling for offside there. So Collier into the match, his 24th appearance for Memphis on loan from the Chicago Fire.
And I think that's a really smart, good substitution from Tim Mulqueen, substituting a more defensive-oriented player in Dan Metzger and bringing on a very talented offensive player in Elliot Collier.
And players down. De Silva in distress.
Looked like there might have been a flailing arm in him there from Nicky Jackson that caught Pierre De Silva in the face, and it looked as if J.C. Griggs pointed towards the direction of a 901 FC free kick. See on the replay here, yeah, Nicky Jackson had a handful of Pierre De Silva's face, and J.C. Griggs was in a good position to be able to make the correct call.
Tim Mulqueen giving the gum a workover, and Jackson will be assessed a yellow. And J.C. Griggs has had a busier second half than he did in the first half.
And I imagine things will continue to heat up in this game as the season is on the line for 901 FC. But it actually looks like, Pete, the free kick will actually go in the direction of Charlotte Independence.
Intriguing decision. Mansali is over it, drives it. Caldwell handles.
It's well done from Jeff Caldwell, taking command of the entirety of the 18-yard box, which is, of course, his domain, and making that save look easy and allowing 901 FC to live to fight another day.
Allen, not a good touch. Played by Martinez. And Memphis now standing on that very thin edge where you want to put numbers forward, but you simply cannot surrender a second. That may be too much to overcome, but you need a goal. You need 2, in fact, to collect all 3 points.
And of course, that'll be up to Tim Mulqueen and his staff to assess that risk and decide which players you want to push forward and which players you want to keep back. With about roughly 27 minutes left in this game plus stoppage, and of course, you know, Joachim Graf and Luca Cello, who hasn't seen much time on the pitch this year, he still has options available on his bench to bring out here late in the second half.
Collier and Kunga. Nice combination. Collier turning toward goal. He's dispossessed. Good work by Roberts defensively for Charlotte.
Yeah, it was a great combination there between Lagos Kunga and Elliot Collier, as Elliot Collier was driving at that Independence back line, but a great stop from Hugh Roberts.
We should point out that the hero of the Atlanta United 2 road victory, Adam Najem, not available for selection tonight, was in street clothes prior to the start of the match.
That really is a huge blow for 901 FC, as I imagine he definitely would have appeared in this game, and it would have featured heavily, especially in moments like these where 901 FC finds himself 1-0 down with only about 25 minutes left.
Lindley trying to connect with Kunga, but that goes awry. Just 7 wins for Charlotte this year. They are tied with Hartford for the second fewest. Swope Park with just 6. And the Rangers absorbing an 8-3 thrashing from Louisville City.
That'll also be a very tough match for 901 FC in that last match of the season, as typically this time of the year when it's around playoff time, Louisville City brings out their best.
Doyle wins the race with Oduro. That one lofted in. Back post. Armin with a half volley going wide.
And Armin's been really busy in this second half so far, as we've seen him on numerous occasions find his way into the 18-yard box and unleash some really nice shots, but couldn't quite get that one correct.
Caldwell selects his target. Epps. Kunga battling with Roberts. And a Charlotte throw. And Doyle with the takedown. 901 FC yet to unlock this Charlotte defense. Failed to score in the first meeting and held off the board so far as Doyle pleads his case with J.C. Griggs.
Pete, I think you really have to give credit to Mike Jeffries and the Independents and
Kunga with a takeaway. Sharpie with a run. And it's out for a Charlotte throw.
It was a good idea initially from Wes Sharpie to turn on the Jets and blow by Dominic Oduro, but his second touch was a little bit long and he ended up running out of real estate.
Doyle runs this down, sends it back to Caldwell.
You can see, Pete, how busy Nicky Jackson is up top, continuing to just chase down lost causes and be a real threat and create havoc on that 901 FC back line.
It was Jackson's bicycle kick that forced a Caldwell save, but Caldwell surrendering a rebound, which Herrera sent to the back of the net in the 39th minute for our only score. De Silva now down the right touchline. Grandison tried the diagonal ball for Epps, but misplayed.
It's a really tough ball there from Ewan Grandison to try to hit a 50-yard diagonal ball with virtually no run-up.
And a Memphis foul called as Bocanegra goes down in distress.
Looked like Bocanegra is signaling to J.C. Griggs that he got stepped on. I'm not sure if that was from Pierre De Silva or Cam Lindley in the middle of the field.
Fans of the USL unveiled its elite youth platform, USL Academy. As we get a look at it here, and the immediate and strong reaction of Bocanegra. The USL Academy allows clubs at all levels across the USL to develop its local youth and compete at the highest level across the United States, including the USL Academy Cup. For more information, uslsoccer.com/academy. Bluff City Mafia continues to bang the drums in hopes of an equalizer. But Memphis really in a position, and an interception off the throw-in and then played by Armin. Memphis really in a position, JJ, you need all three. One does you very, very little in the way of the table.
You absolutely need all three, and at some point in this game, Pete, you're going to have to sell out. You know, you can really see this game as, you know, you have about 20 minutes left in your season to be able to make the 2019 USL Championship playoff. So, you know, at some point, it still might be a little bit early with 20 plus minutes left in this game, but at some point, you're really going to have to let the dogs out and really throw all numbers forward to try to get 2 goals out of this game.
Epps, opportunity here. Epps turns. He's taken down and a point to the spot.
What an incredible pass and what an incredible Maradona for Marcus Epps as he spun right past the Charlotte Independence defender, and that was 100% a foul, the correct decision to call the penalty from J.C. Griggs. You see on the replay here, a fantastic pass from Cam Lindley and Marcus Epps. Whoop, whoop. See Hugh Roberts as he grabs on to Marcus Epps and has no choice but to grab onto him, and that's 100% a penalty call for 901 FC.
Brandon Allen has placed it at the spot. J.C. Griggs trying to clear out the traffic. Hugh Roberts continues to plead his case.
And Pete, I don't think he has much of a case to prove. If you ask me, I think Marcus Epps just really got him with that Maradona and spun right past him and had a clear chance on goal. And I'm surprised Hugh Roberts has not received a yellow card.
Well, now Tico taking up for his teammate as Brandon Allen trying for his 9th goal, wearing the blue of 901 FC. Miller waits. It's in the back of the net. Goal to Memphis.
You see players really mixing it up in the boxes. Brandon Allen is trying to retrieve that ball and run it back to midfield so that 901 FC can try for a second goal as tempers are starting to flare at the end of this game. But that was really a well-taken penalty from Brandon Allen as you saw the intense focus from both players before the kick was taken.
The goal by Brandon Allen. 73rd minute. That goal brought to you by Chick-fil-A Mid-South.
So on the replay here, Brandon Miller, guesses wrong, and Brandon Allen sends it into the opposite corner and just buries that. That's a typical finish from the 901 FC striker.
Ninth goal for Allen. And now conversations about what happened after the ball found the back of the net.
Yeah, there was definitely a little bit of a scuffle after that ball was sent to the back of the net by Brandon Allen.
And so now a conversation. J.C. Griggs has his assistants, Ryan Graves and Austin Holt, huddling to see what discipline will be meted out here.
And I definitely wouldn't be surprised to see maybe a couple or a few yellow cards assessed for the different actions that were taking place at the end of that penalty kick, as the two Brandons were definitely mixing it up after that Brandon Allen goal.
So we await to see what discipline will be handed out here. I would imagine there's got to be a yellow or two in there somewhere. And a red card to Brandon Allen. And Memphis is going to play a man down.
Wow, that's a really important decision there from J.C. Griggs.
A yellow to Roberts, I believe, but then the red to Brandon Allen.
And it seems like J.C. Griggs felt that reaction from Brandon Allen and trying to get the ball from Brandon Miller was a bit too strong for his liking. And I imagine one of our assistant referees, Ryan Graves or Austin Holt, might have saw an action that they deemed was a red cardable offense.
A straight red to Brandon Allen. And so Memphis, who so desperately needs all 3 points, will be a man down, and their leading goal scorer in the locker room.
Yeah, a lot of decisions now for Tim Mulqueen to make in terms of who does he bring in off of his bench and what formation will he decide to use, as he still needs another goal to be able to make the 2019 playoffs.
Valentin Sabella has come on for Charlotte. And now De Silva with a collision as he comes together with Jackson. Again, Charlotte is playing for nothing but pride. They have been eliminated from the playoff chase in the East. Memphis playing for their playoff lives, down a man. Martinez sends it in, headed into the back of the net, and Charlotte the advantage. It's Jackson this time.
I tell you what, Pete, Nicky Jackson really loves playing in Memphis, Tennessee, in AutoZone Park. He's been an absolute nightmare for that 901 FC back line, and that was really a fantastic header, a fantastic finish, as he was really wide open.
Well, we talked about Martinez, a dangerous goal scorer. This his 9th assist, just a beautiful ball. Caldwell comes out to play it and gets burned. That ball placement could not have been any better. And for Nicky Jackson, his 5th goal of the season, and Charlotte 2-1.
Yeah, tantalizing ball from Enzo Martinez, which forced Jeff Caldwell to step off of his line. And unfortunately for 901 FC, he made the wrong decision on that play, and Nicky Jackson rose over everyone, and it was a fantastic finish in the end. What an incredible turn of events in this game.
Well, Memphis in extremely desperate straits at the moment. Down a man and down a goal. Collier has that one deflected out by Dimmick. It'll be a Memphis corner. In swinger, and that's headed out by Roberts. Birch trying to keep it for Memphis. Counterattack coming here for Charlotte, but Birch snuffs it out. Let me ask you, JJ, because you played the game and now another Memphis yellow card comes out. Brandon Allen goes to take the ball away from the keeper after putting the penalty home. Why is Brandon Allen doing that? Is because I'm not a soccer player. You played the game. Why was Brandon Allen doing that?
He's trying to spur his team on, and a lot of players do that after a goal is scored. They'll grab the ball from the goalkeeper thinking that, you know, the goalkeeper's wasting time, when really he's probably not. The head official has the time on his watch. You know, he will make sure that the proper time is added to the end of the game. But, you know, I think Brandon Allen, the emotions were running high, and he's trying to spur his team on and say, let's go, guys, you know, let's go get another one. But make no bones about it, as we have a chance here.
And that one going wide of the mark off the boot of Herrera.
Brandon Miller is well within his rights to be able to hold on to that ball and not allow the other team to take it.
And it was a straight red to Brandon Allen. And then Memphis giving up the go-ahead goal to Nicky Jackson off the assist by Martinez. Epps, as we are in the 80th minute. De Silva with the diagonal ball. Settled by Sharpie. Lofts it into the 18, trying to connect with De Silva. It'll be a Memphis throw. And Memphis this year, JJ, no end of heartbreak, and another goal surrendered after the 75th minute. It's the 12th they've surrendered in that time frame, and this one a go-ahead goal. Lindley sends it into the 18, headed away. Run down by Mansali for Charlotte.
More on your point, Pete, there's been a lot of ups and downs in the season, and perseverance was our word. It's got to be a penalty. That's got to be a penalty.
No call. My goodness, as Miller grabbing the Memphis player, and J.C. Griggs trying to explain how in the world it is not a penalty.
You know, I gotta say, Pete, I'm not too sure J.C. Griggs has this one right. As this ball was driven in from Mark Birch, and Brandon Miller drops it and then grabs the shoulder of Wes Sharpie. And you see Brandon Miller looking pretty guilty there, turning around. He does make contact with Wes Sharpie there. And he turns around to look at J.C. Griggs to see if he makes the call and to play on.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. We have seen some really poor officiating. And in talking about this season for Memphis, and 17, this would be an 18th one-goal match. I go back, and now in space, Sabella. Sabella trying for a third, and it's off the woodwork as it was caught first by Caldwell. But I go back to the Birmingham game where the penalty was called clearly outside the 18, determined the outcome of that match. And when points are at such a premium, and then to have such another blatant call where the keeper pulls down an offensive player in the 18 and it's simply a play on, there's just some things I have not understood about the officiating we've seen this season.
Yeah, there's been some really tough calls that have not gone the way of 901 FC, and you know, there's also been a few games where 901 FC maybe had a little bit more control of results this season, and you know, that just goes back to the ups and downs of the season that 901 FC has had, and it's going to take nothing short of a miracle for 901 FC to be able to score 2 more goals, being a man down in this game.
And nearly a giveaway. Doyle has it. A dramatic and precipitous turn of events in the 77th minute. Brandon Allen equalizes with his 9th goal from the spot. Then a straight red. And moments later, Nicky Jackson off a free kick. Assist from Enzo Martinez.
The good news is that there still is some time left in this game, and I imagine there will be more than the typical 3 minutes of stoppage time allotted to the end of this game.
Yeah, I would imagine a fairly lengthy stoppage time allotment, as we have had numerous cautions. Grandison intercepts. Matt Sally.
See the Independence players now feeling themselves, starting to have a little bit of fun with it.
Martinez, headed by Doyle. Charlotte came in here with nothing to gain, nothing to lose. Josh Morton will come on, and he'll replace Wes Sharpie.
An interesting substitution here. It's more of a like-for-like substitution, bringing off Wes Sharpie and adding Josh Morton. I wonder if Tim Mulqueen has instructed Josh Morton to maybe push one of the other more defensive-minded players forward.
Throw in for Charlotte into the 85th minute. A roller coaster of emotions.
Pete, I think we knew there would be some fireworks here towards the end of this game, as 901 FC's season is on the line.
Kunga goes down and is awarded the foul.
Free kick for Cam Lindley near midfield, but he's got essentially the entire team lined up on the edge of the 18-yard box.
Diagonal ball. Doyle was going for it, but marked down by Roberts. Roberts has been very good defensively for Charlotte tonight.
Yeah, he's been extremely strong, leading that Charlotte Independence back line defensively, and we haven't seen it yet tonight, but he's also a very strong attacking threat on set pieces for Charlotte as well.
I believe he had the match winner in their last timeout. Charlotte playing its final road match of the season, and 3.5 plus stoppage time away from just their second road win of the season. Bocanegra.
It's been a really strong performance from Charlotte tonight, capped off from Jorge Herrera and Nicky Jackson up top, who really haven't touched the ball too often tonight, but when they have, they've been super effective.
Jackson his 5th, Herrera his 7th, and a 9th assist for Enzo a 9th assist for Enzo Martinez. And now a late foul given and another yellow card. And Memphis has seen enough of J.C. Griggs for tonight. And Epps. And Epps has got to be on a short leash right about now, as he is letting J.C. Griggs know exactly what he thinks of him. And do we have another card coming out?
And I think this is actually the correct call from J.C. Griggs, issuing the yellow card to Pierre De Silva for persistent infringement. I think Pierre De Silva has probably had 4 or 5 goals in this half alone.
Well, if it's another yellow on, didn't De Silva have a yellow earlier?
He must not have. I think he's just had a lot of fouls, but has not gotten another yellow card yet, because
that would have sent him off.
That would have sent him off.
I thought there was one earlier, but that was the one that was actually on Grandison. I beg your pardon. J.C. Griggs' little book is filled with a lot of names tonight. De Silva taken down, and that's a play on.
Yeah, that's really a fantastic challenge there from Jorge Herrera. Not only getting it done offensively, but doing his defensive duties as well.
It'll be a Charlotte throw-in. And if this result holds, JJ, this is kind of a microcosm of Memphis' season.
It really is. You know, you've got some going down a goal and coming back, and some interesting referee decisions, and just, you know, some heartbreak in there, but, you know, still some time left, and I imagine there'll be a good bit of stoppage time as well.
Memphis needing something on the verge of the miraculous here to get a point, let alone 3. And there's some magic still left here at AutoZone Park. Epps. Collier on a dead run. Can't get there. Turned aside by Mansali. Bocanegra on the leisurely counter.
It's a fantastic effort there from Pierre De Silva to track back.
Epps gives it into the box, but into space. No blue shirt there. Intercepted by Martinez. 6 minutes of stoppage time.
Right now, Pete, the transition is still a little bit too slow for 901 FC. If they want to be able to score not only 1 but 2 goals, they're going to need to get numbers forward and quickly.
That's crossed and then sent over by Morton.
It's a tremendous cross from Marcus Epps, and an even better clearance from Clay Dimmick, who had to not only clear that ball out of bounds, but keep it out of his own net.
Memphis playing with 10 men since the 73rd minute. Brandon Allen getting the penalty, and that Doyle not able to connect with.
Yeah, Liam Doyle, it would have been hard for him to see that ball, as it looked like it might have been deflected off of Lagos Kunga and came to Liam Doyle last minute. And unfortunately for 901 FC, trickles over the line for a Independence goal kick.
But just to recap, Brandon Allen was awarded a penalty, converted it in the 73rd minute, tried to wrestle the ball away from Charlotte keeper Brandon Miller, was given a straight red for that action, and Memphis playing with 10 ever since. Then they gave up the go-ahead goal to Jackson in the 77th minute. Kunga trying to run this down, does keep it in play. De Silva with a touch, and then gives it away to Enzo Martinez.
It's a great effort there from Lagos Kunga to be able to keep that ball in play as he comes up limping a little bit. No, it's been quite a while since he's played a full 90-minute game.
And Memphis in this deeply emotional and crucial match, starting a 3-match week. They are at Charleston on Wednesday night, a match that this is the 3rd opportunity they're going to have to play. The first 2, and nearly a 3rd for Charlotte sent wide.
901 FC extremely fortunate that that ball didn't end up in the back of the net. 9 times out of 10 when Enzo Martinez ends up in that position, it's typically going in the back of the net or at least on target.
So at Charleston on Wednesday, and then here's Saturday night for the regular season and home finale against Louisville City. And City with an 8-3 thrashing of Swope Park earlier today.
It's a really smart play there from Abdoulaye Mansali. He knew he wasn't going to be able to get to that ball, so he just kicked it out of bounds before Marcus Epps could get to it.
Lindley, another diagonal ball, this one intended for Morton. Morton sends it in, headed out by Roberts. Herrera turns, Birch intercepts, And a foul against Mark Birch and a yellow to Mark Birch as Jackson rolls on the pitch.
Mark Birch knew what he was doing there, took the professional foul at midfield to stop that Charlotte counter, and maybe a little bit of frustration there from Mark Birch as Nikki Jackson is making a bit of a meal out of it. There's a little bit of extra there from Mark Birch on Nikki Jackson, but credit to Nikki Jackson. He's been all over the place, extremely active, extremely busy for that Independence attack all night.
Mark Birch has been a tremendous leader for this team. 34 years of age when the season kicked off. One of the reasons why Tim Mulqueen says I never have to worry about what's going on in the locker room as long as Mark Birch is there.
Mark Birch and Liam Doyle have formed a very formidable partnership at center back for 901 FC since Liam Doyle came over from Nashville. It's a fantastic ball there from Josh Morton.
Epps fighting off Sabella. Epps, left-footed shot, it's wide.
Once again, fancy footwork from Marcus Epps to be able to find some space at the top of the 18-yard box with his left foot, but just missed that near post. See on the replay here, Marcus Epps with the Iniesta just before that, trying to wrap his weaker left foot around this ball, but it looked like Brandon Miller might have had that ball covered in the first place. But fantastic move from Marcus Epps, who just skated right past Enzo Martinez.
That close to an equalizer. Foul to Charlotte. Epps drawing cheers from the crowd. It's out for a goal kick. And that may have been Memphis's last gasp. And now Sabella is down, and we've got another red card that has come out. And now De Silva's been sent off.
Didn't quite see what happened there on that play to earn Pierre De Silva the red card. As we see the replay here, Sabella goes to kick that ball out of bounds, and
yeah,
Pierre De Silva with the
that would have been a straight red.
Extracurricular, and J.C. Griggs makes the correct call and sending Pierre De Silva off. And I imagine the whistle will be blown not too far after this Brandon Miller kick.
Yeah, time should be just about out. And there it is. An extremely disappointing night for the home side, a night on which Tim Mulqueen and 901 FC needed 3 points. It is Brandon Miller and the Charlotte Independents who take all three. Whatever you may think of the officiating tonight, the fact of the matter is Charlotte, I think, deserved the 3 points tonight. That was the equalizer, but then it followed by a straight red card. Memphis falls 2-1 to Charlotte. A disappointing night at AutoZone Park. Memphis 901 FC comes up on the short end of a 2-1 scoreline, and a lot of frustration. The referee staff waiting for both teams to fully get into the locker room before they depart, and the crowd signaling their displeasure. Our Bluff City Soap man of the match, Brandon Allen, nearly had a first for Memphis off that header. He would get his goal via a penalty, and then unfortunately the red card after that, and Memphis then forced to play with 10. But Brandon Allen, our Bluff City Soap man of the match, his 9th goal of the season. And Lagos Kunga signing autographs, fans remaining, and JJ, just an incredibly emotional game, tightly played, pretty even. You look at the possession, passes even. Memphis decided edge in corner kicks, but what the Memphis fans are upset about, that bottom line, 15-5 the foul count. The final stats presented by Memphis Area Rideshare.
Yeah, very physical game between both of these teams as tempers started to flare towards the end of the game, just because emotions were running so high with the very high implications of this game and 901 FC's quest to make the 2019 playoffs, which seems to have ended here tonight. But a really, really physical and well-played match for the most part.
Charlotte Independence came into tonight's match out of the playoff picture. They had been eliminated from contention. They had only won one road match all year long, but they come into Memphis tonight and they get the victory, 2-1 over Memphis. They get a Herrera goal in the 39th minute. Nicky Jackson with the match winner in the 77th minute. There's Herrera with the first to get Charlotte on the board. They win it 2-1. For JJ Greer and the rest of our crew here at AutoZone Park, I'm Pete Pranica. Thanks so much for watching. Memphis 901 FC back in action on Wednesday night when they travel to Charleston Battery. Good night, everybody.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.